So first things first, what I want to show you guys or talk about with loop elements is we got some new additions to the interface that kind of make things a whole lot more streamlined. So I've been listening to some of the user comments, user things. You guys have been hitting me about usability, how you're using it live, all those things like that. I want you to know that I'm listening. I'm always trying to figure out how I can implement certain things. So we have here in the global BPM section right here, and this is the live version. So we're going to talk about the plugin version in a minute. It's pretty much the same features, just minus some of the live things. But now you have these plus and minus buttons on the interface. So if I'm playing a track, I can easily just plus and minus up the BPM, right? Something else that's dope with the BPM is that I can also tap tempo, which is right here. And I can easily 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's been in there since the last update, but I did make some fine tunements to it to make it a little bit more accurate. So you can easily use that and jump up, fine tune it there for what you need. But here's something that's also dope. You can now hold down the shift button while you're holding shift and click, and you can type in whatever BPM you want, like 130. Shift plus click 105. You can put in whatever BPM you want, you know what I'm saying, just by doing that. Or you can plus and minus, you know what I'm saying? So that's one of the new key features that we added in on this version or what have you, the ability, just more BPM controls to be able to add that in. But what's also dope, and this is the biggest part of the update, is swing. All right. So now you'll have down here in the signature browser a little area where you can change the swing. So I can easily click here. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Swing it a little bit more. Maybe we want to go like 80% swing. Let me get it on a loop that you can probably tell a little bit more. Let's go with something churchy. I like church. Let's give me something like this. All right, let's go down here to swing. We hit the... Let's try it on a different one. Let's try maybe something a little bit slower. Let me turn on my preset BPM too. Right? Got a joint like that, right? Let's swing it. We go to the swing. Let's go 60%. It just changes it into a whole different loop. Try one more. This 90s feel. All right, let's swing this. One click. Yeah. And it swings the entire loop, right? So that's one of the key features that we added in this update. So you got the BPM, clocking with me. We got the BPM updates where you can plus and minus. You got shift click where you can type in a BPM that you want, like 125, 124. You know what I'm saying? You have tap tempo built in. And then you got swing. So you can swing or what have you. Now, while I'm down here in the preset browser area, we did add in, oh, not preset, but the signature browser area. We did add in 9/8 as an option for tempo, right? So now you can get like a 9/8 loop. So let's go to something. I'm gonna go to something just to kind of show it real quick. Let me just jump and grab like a 6/8 feel. Let me see something like this. maybe something. Let's slow it down, like way down. Right, that's 6/8 feel. But now we can change that to 9/8. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See what I'm saying? So that's like your I'm probably might be on praise him. Praise him. Praise him. You know what I'm saying? So now you have 9/8 for those who like that kind of vibe. And we got 9, you can even swing the 9/8. So the swing isn't just set to 4/4. You can swing 6/8. So let's take that same loop. I can go like let's go 6/8 with a 40% swing. Swing just changes everything. You know what I'm saying? Or let's go a 9/8 with a 60% swing. So you see what I'm saying? It just changes the entire game with that. So those are some new features that we added in with the swing and the BPM and all of those things like that. Some other quality of life features that we added in is the ability here in the channel browser, or the channel, not channel browser, Lord have mercy, the channel effects. In the channel effects menus, you now have the ability to change the element or change the loop from within this space right here. And why that's important and why we decided to do that was because it gives you, like, so right here, as you can see in your little loop browsers right here in this area, you can, like, that says empty. I can read that. That says empty. But this one, it says snap, but I can't fully see it without having to go through here and go into the thing and see, oh, that's snap '01. Now I can easily just pull up my channel browser, and there it is. I can see the full loop right there, the full loop name. You know what I'm saying? And that works for any of them. If I'm on channel 6 here, this is element, right? Element something. I don't know what it is. Let's click it. It's element 34. You know what I mean? So now I know where I'm at, and I just get a better thing. And sometimes you're just working, it's just a better workflow when you're here inside, um instead of having to go here. So but if I'm already like tweaking a clap or tweaking a snap or something, you know what I'm saying, I'm already in here in this menu and I'm tweaking something or moving something. uh I'm like, oh, what channel am I on? What channel am I? I'm on channel 5. Now I gotta go, oh, 5, and I gotta go down here and go no, we're right here on 5. There's the loop browser. Grab it, change it out, change it to something else. You know what I'm saying? Just makes it a little bit more streamlined. So that's a quality of life thing that I think even that little small thing changes the game. Now, speaking of changing the game, this feature I'm actually low key probably one of the most excited about. I'm really excited about this feature. And in the channel browser, you can now actually move the channel around and you can open up multiple channels. Let me show you. Almost like plugins. So if I click right here at the top of the channel effect, I can move it anywhere I want to move it on the interface, right? So I can have that there. Then I can open up 3, and then I can move 3 down here. Then I can open up 8, and I can move 8. Look at how cool that is. Now I could be tweaking and working with multiple browsers, or not multiple browsers, Lord have mercy, multiple channel effects, all in one situation. You know what I'm saying? Could literally just move it anywhere on the interface I want. You know what I'm saying? Don't want to move it out of bounds. You don't want to move it off the screen, you know what I'm saying? But move it. But you have to click. It's funny. You have to click right up here at the top, right there, and it's like a little grabbing thing right there. So easily that you can work with multiple things. So it's just kind of opening up some features for power users to be able to, you know what I'm saying, really kind of move. So you got your loop browser here, you got multiple channel effects open. You're able to kind of jump around, tweak this, tweak that. Really gives you some really cool ways of doing it. You can move it again anywhere you want in the interface just by clicking at the top and dragging it there into that position. And the cool thing is they actually remember the position. So if I move this over here and say I move this guy right here, and let's say I move this one here, but then I close this, close that, close that. If I click on 4, 4 comes back there, 3 comes right back there, 2 comes right back there. Really, really cool. You know what I'm saying? So they remember the position that you had them in. And so if you ever just want to move it back, just move it back there. You know, that's where the default position is. It's really cool stuff when you're working with, when you're working and you're building out your loop. You want it to be a little bit more streamlined to have options to be able to jump around and move around or what have you. All right, so those are some kind of quality of life updates. Another thing that you guys have been asking for is with the metronome and being able to split it. So I haven't been able to get the multi channel output thing kind of rolling. We're still working on that, but as a spot right now, you can now get something. If you're listening on headphones, you can hear that the metronome is now on the left side. And you can split it by going into the menu here, the settings, clicking split metronome, push it over there. But you can also, and I'm going to show you guys this. Let me bring my screen over here. I have to go back full screen. You can also split it by hitting the L key. So if you hear, I can hit L on my keyboard to split it to the left, L for left. It'll split the metronome to the left. So if you're routing this in a live situation, you want to get like a Y cable or something like that, or make sure that the channel that's coming back to the band, coming back to from the house or however you have it routed, make sure that you're having only the click coming off the left channel because it's coming off the left channel, right? Those are the options. I'm working on multi-channel, multi-output. That stuff is really, really hard to figure out, guys. Code is not fun. That one little feature, just being able to figure out how to split it to the left side with a button took me like 4 or 5 weeks to figure out. So there you have it. I'll get the rest of the stuff when I can. Now, that's one of the things. Let me make sure I'm not missing any comments, questions, or anything like that. Then I'm going to show you guys another the last. This is the last feature. I think I covered all of the. I'm gonna pull up my list here in a second, but let me look and see what you guys are saying. I'm going to look at. I'm going to look at my list to make sure that I cover everything that we got in here in this update, because this is definitely the biggest update that we have done. Oh, I'm going to show you. I got like a couple more things that I really want to show you guys. Um, that's going to really, really change the game. All right, then we're going to jump in here. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Let's see what you guys are saying. Plus minus is a big win. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's a big win. That's something that has been asking about. Little features like that make a thing. Robin says that swing feature is fire. Thank you so much, Robin. Thank you so much. Jazzy says it's dope. Thank you, Jazz. Thank you, my guy. Okay, we've got another +1 on the swing feature. Thank you, Bashan. Bashan, I think I said that right. He says I hear it. Okay, dope. JT says, has the click and drag to the DAW work? Has the click and drag into the DAW worked for the update? I'm not sure what you're asking, JT. You can easily, whether in, no matter what you're doing in loop elements, now the click to drag into the DAW works in the DAW version. So you have to be in like Logic or Studio One, Pro Tools, whatever. Well, we don't have the Pro Tools version yet, but Logic, Studio One, Ableton, whatever the case may be. You can click in the middle here in this little section right here on that version and be able to click and drag the MIDI into the DAW. I'm working on one of the next features I'm working on figuring out is actually eventually having it to where you can export audio from the standalone version. That's a feature that I'm working on because I've been hearing you guys. I'm listening. I'm always listening. I'm always trying to figure out if I can implement things. But it's something else I'm working. One of the features I'm working on next is being able to be in this mode and be able to click a button. I'm gonna figure out where it's gonna be, but you'll be able to export a loop, right? And similar to how you drag it out of loop elements in the DAW version, I'm going to have it to where you can drag. My vision is to have this area under the preset browser to where you could click a button, render the audio, and then be able to drag this out into like Ableton. So maybe I know a lot of people, I get that from people. They're like, hey, I love loop elements, but I use Ableton Live and I love to be able to build my loops in here because I like to run my loops as audio. A lot of people don't like running their loops as MIDI. That's fine. I like to run my loops as audio. So, and they use Ableton. So they want to be able to, build the loops here in loop elements and then export it out into Ableton. That's cool. I think that's a cool feature. It's something I'm working on. Hopefully I'll figure it out. But yeah, to drag in the DAW works as MIDI in the what's called version. It works in there for that. AAX is on the list. I have the AAX version about 95% there. There's a couple of things that's not working. It's just not working. And I'm trying to figure it out. I promise you guys, AAX is in the works. Right now, you could use something like Blue Cat, or any kind of like VST host inside of Pro Tools and it'll work. But right now the native AAX version is just not there yet. And I'm not gonna release it until it's fully ready. Um Update is free for if you already own Loop Elements Pro. This is a free update for you guys. You don't have to pay for this. This is a free complete update for you guys. You don't have to do anything. He said you said it right the first time. Yes, sir. Um yes, sir. Yes, sir. Adding the own samples is something I just don't have the thing right now for that. I don't know. I'm not even sure how I'm gonna be able to implement that. I understand you guys are like really like gung ho on that, and I know that's a feature, and it seems like something that, oh, that's just so simple because you drag samples into Logic, you drag them into Pro Tools, you drag them into whatever. These little things take like years to figure out. They take like they're so hard, they're so hard. I put in like just this week alone, I probably put in about 12 to 16 hours per day just this week. That's not even counting, previous weeks. I put in whole days on trying to figure these things out, these enigmas. And I love to be able to say that I'm going to be able to get that figured out this year, but I don't know. I can't make any guarantees. Same goes for iOS. This is a question I get every other day, and I'm working on those things as well right now. I just don't I'm digging into it, but I don't have like a viable version for iOS just yet. And I know you guys love using your iPads and your iPhones and all of those things like that, but it's just I just don't have any bandwidth for it at the point to get that done. So those are that's some of the other features or what have you. Let me show you guys some other cool stuff. Let me I want to recombobulate my screen for a second. Let's see if we can make this work, because what I want to show you guys next has to do with control surfaces, specifically the NanoKontrol. I don't know if you guys use this. This is one of my favorite control surfaces, is the Korg NanoKontrol. This is one of my absolute favorite control surfaces. So I added in complete mapping for loop elements, plug and play. So if you have one of these little guys, you can now plug up into loop elements and be able to control loop elements 100% from the NanoKontrol. If you have a Korg NanoKontrol, or if you want to buy one of these guys, you can control loop elements complete out the box, nothing. Just buy it, plug it up, start working. Let me get loop elements up on the screen here with this so you guys can kind of see what's going on. Let me see how I can recombobulate it. Bear with me for just a second. I might be able to just do a quick screen overlay and then change this to, of course it would do that. Okay, so that doesn't work. So I need to do it the other way around. All right. So give me a second, guys. I'm gonna recombobulate. Feel free to ask a question while I do this. So if I go here and here, that's almost what I need. All right, let's work this out. Y'all watching me work all of this out in real time. We live. Okay, what happened? I lost her. There it is. This guy. There we go. Just want to kind of adjust this out so you guys can kind of see what's going on with being able to control it. Let me just kind of recombobulate a few things. I think we can make that work. Boom. All right, I just want you guys to be able to see both and what I do, because the next thing I'm going to talk about is going to have to do with key commands and with loop elements itself. So let me do one more thing. Let me just adjust this because I'm thinking about something. Almost there, guys. Almost where I want to be. All right, I think that works. I'm gonna go with that. All right, so Korg NanoKontrol is plugged up inside of your settings. What you're gonna want to do is go over here. Once you plug it up, it'll show up here under MIDI sources. Just make sure it's check boxed, and then you'll be able to do what you need to do with that. And once you've done that, you can literally just press the play button, and it just works. Stop button does stop, play does stop. If you want to turn the metronome off, you use the record button. You know what I'm saying? Stop button stops. So the fast forward button puts it in from stereo to mono. And then the rewind button is like a master mute, right? All of the faders work how they're supposed to work. You know what I'm saying? Then solo. Mute. But the record buttons down here, they open up the channel effects. You know what I mean? So if I wanted to open up the channel effect on channel 7, I literally just hit the record button on channel 7. Pan does what it's supposed to do. Literally complete control. Now some other things, the set button is the tap tempo button. That's that. I can open up this while pressing the left button. You see what I'm saying? Can fade out by pressing this right marker button. You know what I'm saying? Can bring up the reverb and all of that. Just complete control. Preset BPM on and off. So complete control from the NanoKontrol. All right. All from right there. All right. So that is kind of in a nutshell, what's going on with that. Just complete control. If you got a NanoKontrol, you can just plug it up. Any version of the NanoKontrol, just plug it up and it'll plug and play. You can do what you need to do all from right there. Right. All right. So the next thing I want to show you guys is with key commands. So I talked about this before, but I want to kind of do it because we did do a few kind of updated key commands, like the plus and the minus button, or the plus is plus and minus equaling the minus button. They actually changed the BPM up and down, right? So if you press K, if I just press K, that brings up all of my key commands. All right. If I do this plus and minus, I can bring up my BPM up and down. You know what I'm saying? I can, and if you didn't know, if you just didn't know, inside of that, all of your, because you don't have to have a NanoKontrol. So if you don't have a NanoKontrol, you can control loop elements completely from the computer keyboard. So if I press 1, it mutes, 2 mutes that, 3 mutes 3, 4 mutes 4, 5. So I can mute, and then the QWERTY keys, Q, W, E, R, T, Y, and U, I, they solo. So you can control loop elements just from the computer keyboard. You know what I'm saying? Soloing, muting things, right? Here's some other key commands you can use. So F fades it out. So if I'm here and I want to fade out the loop, I can just hit the F button and it fades it out. If I want to turn on the metronome, I press M. Even if I fade it out, the metronome keeps playing. You know what I'm saying? If I want to split the metronome, I press the L key and it splits it to the left side or makes it there, right? If I want to open up my effects, we got G opens up my global effects. S opens up my send effects. D opens up my mod effects. You know what I mean? So I can completely control loop elements as well, all from here, all from the computer keyboard without having to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Space bar, of course, turns it on and off. You know what I mean? So, and then other things that you might not know, like you can actually move throughout the preset browser using the up and down arrow keys. So I can go into here, I can hit enter to get into that folder. You know what I'm saying? Then if I'm in here in late now Afro, I can literally go through that, hit enter to load that loop. You know what I'm saying? So just that easy. That's control inside of loop elements, whether you're using a NanoKontrol or you're using that. Now, all of the things, if you're using a third party controller, if you don't have a NanoKontrol, you can use other controllers and you can right click and MIDI map anything to any CC inside of loop elements, right? You can do that. That's just totally easy. But the thing about it is none of these controls are saved in presets. So if I learn this on a different controller, and if I don't save it into my preset, then I lose that mapping if I change my preset. So if you have a different controller, you can use it. We're working on adding some port for more controllers, more types of controllers, but you have to save it into the preset that you want to use it on. All right. So that's just kind of how that works. All right. So that's kind of in a nutshell how to control loop elements, whether you're using it from a NanoKontrol or you're controlling it from your actual computer keyboard. You can do it either way. All right. So I got something else that's really cool. What I'll talk about in a second. Let me make sure. Because I really want to set that up. really cool for you guys. Let me see if you guys are talking about anything else. What else have I missed in the conversation? Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Ishmael. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Bashan. Thank you. Thank you, Ben. Thank you so much, sir. Let's see. The update is out right now. You can get it right now. So if you already have loop elements, you can get it right now. You literally just go, if you have loop elements, let me pull it back up on the screen, and you want to update, you literally just go into settings and click check for updates, and it'll take you to this page to download the update. It's just that simple, right? Just go to the menu, press check for updates, get the update. All right. Um, so that's how you can get the update. The update is definitely out already. You can get it. You can get it now. It's out. It's ready to go. Yes, sir. Nano Control. That because it's the one that I just love the Nano Control. For Mac and PC. If you have a Mac, yes. If you have a PC, yes. Not just for laptops. You can run it on a Mac Studio. You can run it on a Mac Mini. You can run it on a MacBook Air. You can run it on any Mac, any PC that's running. I believe you can load it on Windows 10. I'm not sure of the experience. I have not tested it fully on Windows 10. I have had a few people that I know use Windows 10 say that it works. I'd say results may vary, but if as long as you got a newish Windows laptop, it should work fine. Can you MIDI CC and reassign the knobs to other functions on the Korg Nano? MIDI CC to master volume to a different knob on the Nano. You can, but you would have to save that in the preset. By default, I have it set up to control the, first eight check, because the Nano Control only has like 8 faders. If it had a ninth fader, I would definitely have made that work for that or what have you, but it doesn't. But you said I already answered the question, so I'm not going to continue. He said I was looking for it on iPhone, iPad. Yeah, I get it. One of these old days, I'm gonna get some bandwidth to finish the iOS version, but right now it's just not that or what have you. All right, so I got one more thing to show you guys in this that's really, really, really cool, and it actually involves you guys in being able to really uh kind of lock in or what have you. So let me bring myself back up here. Let me readjust my screen back the way it was. That's just the way it is. Let me get my setup. I like my setup to be a certain way when I'm live. You guys just get to be here while I do it. This is how you know we live. All right. See, what that does is help me later on if I want to make any of this stuff into like shorts, or YouTube shorts, or like, not that you guys care. If I want to make it into YouTube shorts, or if I want to make it into vertical content for my content creators, framing your video this way allows you to really get in there and be fluid with that. The last feature I want to show you guys is really, really, really cool, and it's the ability. This is something that people was asking me for, and it's a legitimate issue, and that is the ability to import your own presets. So, bunch of use cases for this. A bunch of use cases. Use case number one, primary use case I would say is, I know, like for instance, I have multiple computers. I have a desktop, I have a Mac Studio that I'm streaming and recording on right now, but I also have a MacBook and I also have a Mac Mini, right? So if I'm using loop elements in production or in whatever on my DAW that's in on my Mac Studio, and I've created a bunch of my own loops and my own presets and own stuff like that, and I want to use those live, how do I get my loops that's on loop elements on my Mac Studio to loop elements that's on my MacBook so I can use it live, or vice versa? Maybe I got some stuff that I've done for live that I want to use in some productions. how do I move those presets from the laptop to the desktop so I could be able to do without having to like export it as audio and bounce it down. I just want to just one to one, right? This is how you can do that. So inside of settings, there is now you'll see two new buttons inside of settings, and it is open the presets folder and import presets, right? So, and you guys make sure you stick around, cool, because I'm gonna actually give you guys something. We're gonna mess around with this swing stuff in a minute, and I'm gonna give you guys something for watching this video. The ones that are kind of hanging out, y'all get something. Y'all get a freebie, and I'll send it out in an email. I guess I don't know, next few days or whatever. But you guys will may get a freebie just for hanging out. Let's see. So you see the open presets folder. This actually opens your presets folder, your user presets, and you can see all of your presets. So I got this folder right here that says John Loops, right? It's got all my loops in it. These are custom loops that I've created, right? So let's just say I want to import this into my, uh, you know, Mac to my, you know, MacBook or whatever. I can copy this, and for all intents and purposes, we're just going to paste it here in my downloads folder, right? That's where I'm going to put it. So I'm going to go back though, and we're going to simulate if I was using this on my Mac, uh, on my MacBook or on my Mac Studio, what have you. I want to import this into my MacBook. So as you can see, I don't have a folder here or a preset folder called John's Loops. There's nothing in here. Now, all I have to do is, like I did, copy that folder, that preset folder, out of my presets into a location on my Mac, a different location. On my MacBook, go into settings, click import presets, navigate to that John Loops folder with all of these loops in there, hit open, and just that easy. Now I have John Loops and I have those loops. So the other use case that this brings into is for you guys as Loop Elements Pro users to be able to share loops with each other, to be able to share presets with each other. You know how it is when your homeboy's like, "Hey, bro, can you send me that loop? Oh, that loop was dope. Can you send me that loop? That loop you had for How Great Is Our God was crazy. Can you send me that loop?" Now, if your homeboy has loop elements, you can easily send them that loop straight from, or any loop that you have inside of loop elements. You can create it, send it to your homeboy, send it to your guys, as long as they have loop elements. It's not like sending them a wave file. It's not like sending them MIDI. It's literally sending them loop to loop, loop elements to loop elements, the presets to presets. So if your homeboy loves your loops, he has loop elements as well. Or you got to tell him, hey, you got to get loop elements, dog. You get loop elements. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy that gives your homeboy loop elements. Don't be that guy. I promise you, I will get you. I will come look for you. I promise you. I promise you, you will be, yes, don't do that. Don't be that guy. Be the guy that says, hey, bro, go get loop elements. If you get loop elements, I can send you the loops straight from my joint. I can just send you the loops. Yeah, just send you the loops. Be that guy. Don't be the other guy, especially if you're doing it for church. Saying if you're doing it for the Lord, then you're gonna steal some software. That's a whole nother conversation. Y'all know how I feel about that. Anyway, so now it enables you guys to be able to share loops, and I want to be able to start creating a community loop sharing, like in our groups and all that stuff like that. And maybe once a month or something like that, we can put out the community loops and start building out the library, and it'll be free for anybody who owns loop elements. I want to start getting you guys. So if you create loops, if you got dope loops you've done with loop elements, please hit me up. We will put them together in like a community pack or something like that. And we'll just send that out once a month and people can use that. And then we can help grow this entire library together, sending each other the loops. We'll just make them available. I'm going to drop some loops that I have, the John Loops folder and this other folder that I got here called the Swing Machine. I'm going to drop that I'm gonna drop that for free inside of our Facebook group. I'll drop it in there free for anybody who uses loop elements. You can easily just import these loops straight in from the settings menu. I'm going to give you guys that have loop elements, I'm going to give you these loops that I've created in here. And then we're going to work on start creating some preset packs and stuff that we're going to be dropping in the future. That'll probably be some paid packs, but it'll be something that it'll be worth it. You know, it'll be worth you spending the money on, because we would have been done sat down and done the work for you. All right. So that's something. And the third use case, I want to make an appeal to you guys, because I think this would be really, really cool. If I would love to do this, if I wasn't the CEO of of the company, I would do this. This gives you guys an opportunity as creative entrepreneurs to sell loop packs, sell preset packs. If you are really cold at doing loops, yo, get in loop elements, create a loop pack for loop elements, and sell it on your website. You can start making money. It's just that simple, because we have a large user base for loop elements, a very large user base. And, you know, yeah, you want to be able to tap into that. You're going to want to be able to tap in that. So if you're a creative entrepreneur, maybe just put a seed on your ground. It's just as simple as you going in here in the settings, opening up your preset folder, going to your whoever your name loops, whatever you want to call a loop pack, copying this, pasting it, zipping it up, putting it on your website, selling the presets. The 271 kilobytes for that folder. That's nothing to host and share. So I'm really pushing and encouraging you guys that are creative entrepreneurs to get out there and create loop packs and stuff for loop elements. I love to see that. I would push that. I would send it out to our extremely large library. If you do that, I will, not library, but user base. We have a user base that is in the tens of thousands, getting close to, you know, some really cool numbers on the website. So I would love to be able to share that out to our tens of thousands of users on the website, and give you guys an opportunity to generate some revenue. And I wouldn't take any of that revenue. It'd be 100% your revenue. Do what you want to do with it. But now you have the opportunity to create your own loops for loop elements and sell them, share them, give them away for free, give them to your homeboy, or take them and import them from computer to computer, which was the thing that kind of triggered it in my own mind. I was like, dang, I'm doing all these loops on my desktop. I need them on my laptop. So that provides a solution, but it also opens up an opportunity for other people to be able to, and it's just literally just clicking and importing and exporting presets. All right. So those are the new features. Let me do a quick overview for you guys of all of the quick too long didn't watch. I'm going to give you a quick too long didn't watch on all of the features that we released. And then I'm going to actually create some loops for you guys for a few minutes. And then we're going to jump off and I'm going to share this stuff with you guys. All right. So check this out. So we got plus and minus on the global BPM. You can also shift click and type in any BPM that you want. Oh, I typed in one something. Even like 0.5 BPMs. Like if I wanted to shift click and go like 85.5, you know, it's going to give me 86, but it's 85. The BPM is actually 85.5. So you can do those point BPMs. You can do all those things like that. We got tap tempo in here. You know what I'm saying, that you can lock that. We got the metronome where you can split it to the left. You know what I'm saying? We have what else do we add? We got the swing in there. You know what I'm saying? So you can take any loop, go to swing. Let's go to something that's not straight ahead. You can easily do that. You know what I'm saying? So we got the swing in there. We added in 9/8 as an option for time signature that you can in there inside of the channel browser or the channel effects. We have a nice little window here where you can now select your loops from within the channel effects. We also allow you to be able to move the channel effects. You can click here at the top and literally move it anywhere on the interface. So you can have multiple one of these windows open, you know what I'm saying, at the same time, and they retain their position. So if I click here on 8 pops up back there. What was the other one? Was it, I can't remember which the other one I clicked, but whatever it was, 4. Yeah, 4. It'll stay down there. So you can do that. We added those in there. We also added in the ability to import and export your own presets, custom presets you can create, import them, send them to your um, library. And then one of the other things that I'm very, very proud of is the fact that you can now control loop elements completely from a nano control. Volumes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So you can control it completely from there. Really, really, really dope. Those are kind of all of the features that we added into loop elements on this particular update.